today is I want to make a dollhouse go bag, which has all the tools I need, hardware, like just ready to go. I just grab the bag and I can go anywhere and work on something for the dollhouse, whether it's a side table or a couch or whatever it is. I can grab my bag and just go. So what I've done, I have bought the Adam Savage EDC 2 bag. It's just the plans, so you can buy the plans. I think it's savageindustries.com. I'll link it in the description so you can find it there. So he's selling the plans. I think it's like $15 and then maybe like $4 shipping. So 20 bucks, you can get the plans for a bag. All you have to do, buy the fabric and sew it up. So pretty good at sewing, or at least I think I'm good at sewing. So I bought the plans. I've had the plans since June and I have not made the bag yet. So today's the day. I'm gonna make a bag and we're gonna put a bunch of dollhouse stuff in it. So let's get started. I got the plans. Here they are. So you can see I've already cut the pattern out, so here we go. But it basically comes with instructions like this. I know it's hard to see, but it comes with instructions. Here's what the bag looks like when it's done. So yeah, there's instructions and everything on it. So I got that. And what I will also be doing is I will be following, so Adam Savage did a 1-day build of the bag on tested.com. So I'll put a link to that video. I never know what it is. Is it here? Is it here? I don't know. It's up here. General area. Okay, so I'll link it there. So I'll be following that step by step. I've watched it once all the way through, so I kind of knew what I would need and what I might want to do differently. So I've done that. So on the bag, there's like this bottom part here. So typically, the EDC bags are made out of sail like material, sail canvas, for like boats, like not sell, but sail. So yeah, so there's like a part on the bottom that goes down here, and then there's like, this is a different fabric, and then this is the strap, and then the handles, and there's a 2-part zipper right there. So what I've done is I've got 2 different fabrics. So this is kind of a, let's see, it's canvas, it's pretty thick. And then I have this twill fabric, which is like super, super soft. So I got this blue, I got this like Scotch tape green. And then for that bottom part where it would be sitting on the ground, I got some leather. So this is lightweight leather. It comes in like this. So I was gonna put that on the bottom. So I'm just kind of thinking, do I want the plaid on the outside or do I want the twill on the outside? The twill is incredibly soft. I will give it that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to cut all of it out. So the liner and the exterior of the bag are the same part. So I can decide at the end which one I want to do for the outside. So I got that. I got a little tassel, look how cute. And then this zipper, which is like metal hardware. So I have a plastic one too, but it's gonna be really cheap with the leather, so I'm not really feeling it. So let's do that. pockets. So in the pattern, there is a seam edge. So if you were using fabric like this, which frays, you would need to fold over the edge and then sew it down. However, if you're using leather, that's not really necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the edging so it doesn't have this big 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so the next part is sewing the pockets to the inside of the bag. So I want 2 pockets. I want pockets on both sides. So here is the template. So right now it has a pocket on this side. So these are identical on both edges. So all I'm going to do is flip it over. So here. And then I'm just going to line up the pattern. And then I'm just using a screwdriver. I don't know where our pin is at. So I've already made some holes in the pattern. So I'm going to use my chalk pencil. All I'm going to do, make sure this is flat, and just mark where the pocket positioning is going to be. Chalk pencils also come in white, but mine is blue. So I believe the next thing is to sew this bad boy on. So let's go to the sewing machine, like that. Cute. So now I'm gonna sew the other one. So I'm gonna sew this on to here. And it's just this. You just sew this straight part. Like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna just sew that. Just blitz that together. Oh, and then I do the top stitch. Sew this, and then I top stitch it together. Yeah, okay. Alright, so next I need to stitch the side, both sides of the outer and the inner. But first what I'm going to do is pin it all down while I have this flat surface. Oh, this is wrong. It needs to be inside out. Where's my seam ripper? Okay, so I've sewn these. See, inside there's the pockets. Sandwich the plastic bottom between the outer and the inner bag, then sew both sides together. What? What? That don't make no sense. Oh. Let me watch the video somewhere. It didn't make any sense. This part about like sandwiching and then sewing the sides down and then what would essentially be like sewing the sides down again. I don't know. But anyway, I sewed this. I just sewed these. So here's the outer. Cute. Now what makes sense to me is having this and then putting the plastic liner in and like anchoring it somehow. So the plastic bottom's in and then putting this in here. That makes sense to me. And then it says pin, so now I'm just pinning the edges of the bag together. I'm so pleased with it. There's the inside. Okay, then what? Attach the zipper to the opening with 4 loops. Okay. Okay, so I figured it out. So I'm gonna sew the zipper on. I took the zipper apart. I'm gonna sew the zipper on this edge. Once that's sewn, you then flip it right side out like this. It's probably really hard to see. And then you would sew this under here like that. So you're gonna get a band across the top of this. With it, that would be essentially a top stitch. Okay, and then after you do that, that's when you're gonna feed through the wiring. So what I'm doing right now is just pinning this to here, and then I'll do the handles later. And there's a point when the bag is gonna dip inwards. So say it's like this, the bag's gonna dip in like this. I don't know if you can see. So this part right here, where the bag is dented in, the zipper is gonna overhang. So there's a part where the zipper isn't going to be attached to the rest of the bag. It doesn't notate where the zipper stops, which isn't super helpful. I feel like this is like the Great British Bake Off, but this is the technical challenge sewing edition. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. It's like the most vague instructions. So, let me watch the video. Whoa. Okay, so I've sewed the zipper on. Now, I'm going to put this strip all the way around the bag. I want the zipper to be right side up. So I'm gonna re-pin it. So I'm pinning it. So I have the zipper side up. So here's the underside. Pinning it so the zipper sits up. That way I can see it in its right orientation. Otherwise I get really confused. All right, got it in the right orientation. Now, take this and start here. Okay, so I've got the zippers on, and I also got my little zipper ends. So I did shorten this side a little bit, and then to glue or to assemble the zipper ends, I just used some Super 77 and just glued them together. So the last step is to input some wires in here that are then bent so that it pulls the bag in. So I have these staking slabs. They're a little bit too short, but I'm just gonna try and see how these work. Okay, and then they just slipped them in there. So let's see how that goes. Just have to stay clear of your seams. Okay. Nice. Awesome. Now the only thing I really need to do is fill it with something so it doesn't look as weak. So now I need to put in or put on the straps. So I didn't want to sew this because I wanted to look really clean. So what I did is I got some double cap rivets and then a riveter. So let me just, so basically there's an end to put a hole, and then there's the other end to smash it down. So you're gonna need a hammer. Some people use a mallet, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get everything out of the way. So in the pattern, there's marks for where the straps go. Let's open this up all the way. Flatten it. Okay, so that's where those are gonna go. Okay. And just okay, so here it is. Here is my version of the EDC 2. I put little tassels on it and I use leather instead of the sailboat material. So yeah, and instead of sewing these on, I just riveted them together. So in the inside, I have my North Face in there. It's cold here, y'all. So the inside I have this, I keep calling it Scotch tape fabric, but I put that on the inside, and then you can see the pockets that was one of the first things that I sewed. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this little non-miniature project. I had a ton of fun building this. I would say if this is your first time sewing, I would not sew the complete EDC 2. I would definitely follow the one that's on tested.com on YouTube. That one is without a liner, and I think it would be significantly easier to sew. So that is all I've got. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.